Tell us what you're drinking today, Tiana.
I am drinking Moxie, which is supposedly President Coolidge's favorite drink.
And how many of those have you had today?
This is just my first one. I've been going through it pretty slowly.
How do you like it? What does it taste like?
Like Dr. Pepper a little bit, more medicinal, which I like, a bit like root beer, a little like battery acid.
So there you go, something about Calvin Coolidge's taste.
Yep.
So tell us where you go to school and how you got involved with the Coolidge Foundation.
Right, so I go to Yale, but I first got involved with the Coolidge Foundation when I applied to the Coolidge Scholars program, like the scholarship. It's just for juniors, and so I was in my junior year of high school. Went through the process. I was one of the 12 finalists who made it to Vermont to interview, and they flew me in on this like blisteringly cold April day, and I suppose I sat through like a round of interviews and declamations and met a lot of really cool people. So that's where I first got started.
Can you talk a little bit about the Senator's program?
Yeah, so the Senator's program, just give a brief overview.
Yeah, and what are some of the experiences that you've had in the program?
Right, so I ultimately wasn't chosen for the scholarship, but I've definitely stayed involved with the Coolidge Foundation. So in 2019, we of course had the Senators Conference over the summer. They sort of split 100 final like people who they selected for the scholarship. They just flew us out to DC over 2 weekends, and I think I was part of either the first or second, but I can't remember. Met 50 other amazing Coolidge senators, and just really had a good time learning about President Coolidge and about his Coolidge values, and we really just were able to explore DC together and have a lot of fun.
Can you talk about the community, and have you stayed in touch with your fellow students?
We have a group chat. Some people post in it especially whenever we have get-togethers. We'll be like, be getting together. Over COVID, we started a book club where we read a bunch of really good books. I think either Braiding Street Crash might have been one of them. Another one by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, I think The Thing Around Your Neck. So that was this like, I think it was like a West African book of short stories. Maybe some other books, but yeah, Coolidge Book Club.
Awesome.
Really good memories.
Okay. How has your involvement in the Coolidge Senators program impacted you?
Wow, yeah. I guess like it's really helped me stay connected to the Coolidge Foundation, like the people in it, but also like just being able to like sort of remind myself about Coolidge and his values, because you live your life and you don't really think about Coolidge when you're just going about your day a lot of the time. And like, we don't really study Coolidge in school at all, even if we do US history. So yeah, like you sort of get periodically reminded that, Coolidge, like he was a president and he believed all these things, and then you sort of reevaluate, like, am I still that person who really looked up to Coolidge, and am I still like, I don't know, just inherently still attracted to Coolidge values and living by those principles.
What do you admire most about Calvin Coolidge?
What do I admire most? I probably admire Calvin Coolidge's honesty and faith, I think. I think that Calvin Coolidge like really exemplified like the sort of dignity that you have in office, but also like I don't think he was very shrewd as a politician, but I don't know, he didn't lie, he didn't cheat, and he really stuck to his principles.
So integrity.
Integrity.
That's a word that you hear a lot with Calvin Coolidge, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So now it's the centennial year of Coolidge. Do you think that his legacy is still important?
Yeah, it's got to be important, especially like when you think about politics. Like, people sort of have forgotten that politics has this whole dimension of like, I guess like just a very human way in which people relate to each other. They've sort of forgotten like, wow, like politics isn't all about like crushing the other side and like trying to make other people look bad, but yeah, it's about reconciliation and building a community, which I think like Coolidge had very high ideals about.
So what has been your favorite part of the conference?
So far, Mike Pence walk-in was pretty. I mean, that's like a moment there, like moment of a lifetime walking in there. But I think, it was a great moment meeting all the other Coolidge Foundation staff members and seeing their happy faces and being welcomed by all the people who I knew before from other conferences and things.